The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits, so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
It's time to knock some things off your bucket list. First up, travel the world. If you've always wanted to visit Hong Kong or vacation in the Swiss Alps and wondered what it was like, well, Jeanette, Evette, and Tina got the scoop for you. These jet-setting divas are always at some fun and exotic place experiencing the best of what life has to offer. And each week, they'll tell you all about it. These ladies are always high-flying loads of fun.
Hey, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas. Hey, ladies.
Hey,
Hello there. How are you all?
I'm good. How's it going? Oh my gosh, we got to continue on. You know, we're gonna jump into it because we have so much to tell you about that last trip. You know, this is a to be continued, part 2.
Right.
Vancouver.
Yes.
Vancouver.
Yes. Yeah, we made it to Vancouver, and we drove across that border. We got all excited, you know, we made it through. Look, it's almost like making it through customs with some alcohol and not getting caught. And yeah, I mean, the drive was really good. Our drive from the border to the Airbnb was really, really good. And I think we kind of already covered, we got there, and what we did that first night, we just kind of chilled. We went to the store, we stocked the house with stuff, and we had a like a charcuterie board / dinner / drinking fest, to get the weekend started.
That was an experience going to the grocery store too, because I would say the prices were definitely they were a little high.
What was the thing? And you guys didn't see, but they charge heavy tax on alcohol.
Okay. Mm.
So they were 30%. It was almost like 30%.
Mm.
So was it like that? Because we were in the grocery store. So in Vancouver, you can buy alcohol in the grocery store. So was it like that because we were in the grocery store? Because we did go to a liquor store. I don't think they charged.
I can't remember which one.
It was, I think it was the grocery store. It's like a tax because they don't pretty much don't tax anything, but they tax heavily on alcohol. So it was definitely a tax on the alcohol heavy in that store, and which was like, threw us way off because, it's like we had we were going to make some special margaritas, and, our mixologist had to have these specific ingredients. And that was like 30% on top of whatever the cost of the alcohol, which, now we know. But those drinks were even, when you go out, they were, we found one place that was reasonable, but for the most part, drinks were pretty, expensive. When we went out.
They're expensive everywhere now.
Yeah. One thing that I did like about Vancouver and that I had already told you all about is they have happy hour every day. Even on weekends, every day, usually around 3 to 6. Yeah. And so we were 3 hours behind there. So we kind of lined up with our 2 hours behind. We kind of lined up with our dinner. But that's one thing that I would say in Vancouver, go to happy hour. You can get really good deals.
You have to because it's so expensive.
Yeah, but you guys got to enjoy that hot tub because y'all had your hot tub time machine moment while we were making dinner and making drinks and shoot. That was a long drive, but we made it, and y'all got to relax in the hot tub, and I was in the wilderness. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, we were, and we were talking about the hot tub that was at our Airbnb.
Yes.
So we was moving around a lot. I needed that relaxation.
Yeah.
My body just couldn't take it anymore.
So Evette, tell people, because you know what, everyone doesn't get a hot tub when they go to Airbnb. They usually, look for Airbnb. Usually they're looking at cost, location, or just accommodations. I'll say, but you always go and find the cutest places with hot tubs and balconies and rooftop.
There are filters when you're searching. There are filters that you put in if you're looking for something specifically. If you're on Airbnb and you know that you want a balcony, or that you want 3 bedrooms, or you want 4 bedrooms, or whatever the case may be, you want a hot tub, you want a swimming pool, you can put that in. It's going to show you all the Airbnbs that have a swimming pool, that have a hot tub or whatever, or that you looking for something that's on the water, you can filter that in, when you're looking. So
that's good information.
That's a good deal. And I think after that was pretty good. And then the next day, we were on the road. Now, we finna go aqua boat and do all the market.
Oh yeah, we went over to Granville Island.
Yes,
which is a big, thing for Vancouver. A lot of people go there, touristy area where they have a lot of restaurants, shops, market where you can, grocery shop, fruit and vegetables. What else was there?
Yeah, they had some salmon there. They had restaurants. Yeah, I bought some really good things. There was an African store. I bought some turmeric, body wash, and they had all these unique candles and bags and things like that. So it was kind of like a little shopping area or market within a market. So you can kind of walk down and buy all kind of eclectic things.
So we actually parked. And we bought a ticket to get on the aqua bus, and it brought us over. And we ended up later getting an all-day pass where to bring you to different stops around Vancouver. But I didn't realize when we went back there the next day, we actually drove. I thought it was a place where you can only get on the bus, the aqua bus. The aqua bus is a boat on the water that you take over to there.
Yeah, and like an all-day pass was like maybe like $20 or something like that. It would have cost us about $20, after you convert the money over but you get it all day because we were able to kind of go from there. That was the public market. I know the next day we went back and we went to Lee's Donuts, which was really, really good. I found a lot of good little seafood places that you can sample the food and sample the salmon and, get some oysters again, like we did at in Seattle. But I think the reason why we got the all day was because we wanted to go over to a restaurant that you had selected.
It was an oyster bar, Fanny Bay Oyster Bar, that was in Vancouver. They had a really great happy hour. So we went there. We got oysters for really affordable. We got some other seafood. We just had a really good time. One thing that I'll tell people that I really liked about the Aqua Bus is that we were able to really get to see Vancouver from a different view. We were able to see the highlights of the city. So that's one thing that I really.
And we got to walk around too.
We have a good walk. We got our exercise in that day.
We did.
Walking across bridges and
stadiums.
We got to see the city. That's the highlight of that.
Yeah, and then we went to Moxie's. Moxie's is very popular in Texas, and it's a kind of one of these little chic little bar restaurant areas that's usually in a hotel. And it was so funny that they, we walked right up on a Moxie's.
We stumbled. We stumbled on that one. We turned the corner and bam, there was Moxie's. Oh, let's go to Moxie's. They got one at home. Let's try this one.
And I think they all have kind of that same concept. They have the cute little sign with the grass backings and things like that. And, it's always funky and chic and cool place. And, it was good to see moxies in a different country or whatever. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But then, just being, I would just say for safety purpose, it was great that we were all together because, I was ready to catch an Uber back to the boat, which was going to be crazy. But it was only like a half a mile walk down to get back to the aqua bus. But it was, we took a long way around, I must say.
Right.
Yeah. So we got on back on that aqua bus, and then we were that zapped us.
Yep.
One thing that we did too, that we're not as outdoorsy as some people are, but one of the big highlights of Vancouver is that Vancouver, like walking along the sea line area, so you can see the lake and the ocean and everything right there. And we were at, what was that? Evette, I can't remember the name of that park that we went to, but that's like one of the highlights of going to Vancouver, where you can walk around. I think
it was Sunset. It was called something.
Yeah.
Not Stanley Park. We were going to go to Stanley Park. We didn't make it.
Okay.
Sunset Park or something like that. It was a beach.
Highlights of doing. And I mean, it was really nice down there. We didn't really hang out there much, but it was really a nice area. Again, it was outdoor. Vancouver's an outdoorsy city. So that's kind of a lot of the activities are around hiking and being outside and going to the beach and just doing those kinds of things.
I definitely think that there's a lot to do. And, everyone will always say when you go to Vancouver, you want to get on a boat, whether it be a yacht, aqua boat, you want to do something because it's so much, beautiful water. You can see all the homes along, all the businesses, lots of, fresh seafood places to eat and drop by. So that was pretty good. And, we had somebody in our party who even went over and did some whale watching.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They went right back to where we were the day before to only get on a boat and go out in the middle of the sea to go do some whale watching. And, she did a great job seeing a lot of different whales.
I'm going to tell you, ladies, I think something people are sleeping on is the wineries over in Canada.
Oh, you just skipped all the way to the.
She was like, forget that other stuff we did. Forget about that.
And you know what? That was a last ditch effort to kind of find something at the end. After
and
we
that was another stumble. We stumbled upon those.
And they were like, it was kind of like a little Napa down that valley, like
Langley, British Columbia, which is basically a suburb, kind of right outside of Vancouver.
Yeah. But I could do without the meads and that vinegar.
So what happened? I think we was just driving. We was about to leave Canada.
I just said, no, we gotta go to one winery.
It says Estate Winery right there.
Yeah. And it was I was like, we got to do one winery before we walk out these doors. And we, you looked it up and it's like, here's one. And, you just found just a street that, had like 4 or 5 on there.
Yeah.
We went to 7 winery. One was called 7. Then we
7 rooms, right? 7 rooms or something like that.
Chamberton, or what I think was the name of one of them. It's in Langley, British Columbia. It's outside of Vancouver, between Vancouver on that drive south of Vancouver.
Yeah.
The backyard,
which was good. But then we went to that place. What was that? Finnington, whatever that was. That with the vinegar, they made all that wine that tastes like vinegar. They made.
Well, that was a honey based. What was it? It was called mead.
Yeah, it was honey based.
Honey based.
It was made out with honey.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Chamberton was really good.
It was really nice.
They had some nice wines. We enjoyed ourselves there. They had a great courtyard. We did a wine flight, and how many we tasted? Like 4 or 5 different kinds. Yeah. They have some,
and it was so reasonable. The price was very reasonable for those tastings. You may pay. In conversion, we probably paid about $5 for.
Because it was like $10 Canadian, $12 Canadian. But when you go to Texas or California and you will do a tasting, it's going to be like $30, $50,
$20, $30.
$30, and especially in California, a lot of those are $50.
Yeah. But we did like 4 wine tastings and about a matter of a couple of hours.
And we didn't have to have reservations. Last year when we went to California, we had to have reservations. A lot of places wouldn't let us in. here in Langley, British Columbia, we just walked in and they were very
But it was
welcoming.
10 o'clock in the morning too.
And it was on a Monday. Was it a
On a
Monday?
Monday.
And it was on a Monday. We was afraid. And the weird thing about it is when you go to some of the wineries here in Texas, they are not open on Mondays.
Mhm.
They are closed like Monday through Wednesday, and then they open back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was odd that they was actually open on a Monday. So if you are going to go out to Canada and you know you're going to want to visit some wineries, just know that, you know, whatever day, you know, your holiday, you know, falls on, or your vacation, you can go any day. They basically open every day.
Yeah, because they rules didn't apply. You know, happy hour every day, because that happy hour was on a Saturday. You know, you go to the winery whenever. They drink just as often as everybody else. And you know, it is a cute little place just to kind of go and roll around and, you know, just enjoy the outdoors, especially if you're an outdoors person. That was the place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
so I think that was it. After that, we crossed the border, went on back to Seattle, and, you know, had some more fun.
Went up in the Space Needle. That was something that we didn't do the last time we were in Seattle. We turned ourselves into characters. We took pictures. We had
we were taking pictures at the high altitude, the high elevation, and, you know, that was fun. Drinking. We had alcohol, glass bottles. We did
have some wine there. Yeah. And we also walked on that glass floor. I was pretty scared. You know me, I'm a little scared. I was pretty
I don't think you got on it like we did. We were just kind of walking.
Okay, so you might have tried to stomp on it. We just kind of put our feet on.
No, I wasn't going to stomp on it.
I was walking on it. I walked around it.
I even saw somebody laying down on it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was funny though. That was good.
It rotated. Okay, no, the other floor rotated, right? One of the floors rotated.
Mm-hmm. But it was really good. You go in, you can take as many pictures. They have selfie cameras all over the place. You know, you have a bar, you can eat dinner up there, you can do all kinds of stuff up there. So I think the Space Needle, that was a good experience to, you know, actually go in and try this time that we hadn't done before. Mm-hmm. But you know what? We also had some good food, and we had some seafood back in Seattle.
I was looking at the name of that place. It's Crawfish King is where we were at. Crawfish King.
Yeah.
Had good drinks, good seafood.
I had a boil because y'all know I love my boils.
And I had like some
crab legs, shrimp,
lobster mac and cheese, and I think I had some. They had something kind of like I forgot the rice dish that I had, but it was supposed to.
Sort of like a jambalaya is what it was. Yeah,
like
they had pretty.
I think it was it was a smothered fish. It was smothered catfish, something. But it was pretty.
I had fried lobster, and that fried lobster was really delicious. And they also have they gave us free fries because we checked in on Yelp.
Yeah.
And then we were able to spend to get an extra incentive when we come back to there.
Yep.
So I like that place.
I don't know. We got to be back in 6 months. I don't think, you know. But you know what was odd? The tax. You know, they charged us 20%. They don't
20% because we dined in.
Regardless of how many people, you're gonna pay 20%. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind when you're traveling is that, you know, you can go and buy whatever you like, but there were a lot of places that automatically added gratuity or whatever service fee or whatever to some of the tabs.
And this was in Seattle when we returned back to Seattle. So I guess if you picked up food from there, you didn't have that, you know, 20% charge.
I guess so. That's a hack you could do if you want to save some money.
Yeah.
Right.
And even the hotel, it was conveniently located where we can kind of get where we needed to go. And you know, but I guess another hack is parking. You know, you really do need to look at parking because the hotels charge parking, but we were able to go over to like an Amazon building and pay like, you know, I think in essence, it came out to like $15.
Yeah. When they were charging.
Because the hotel wanted to charge $45 a night.
Yeah.
You know, for parking.
That was a good savings for some of that tip we've been popping off and giving everybody. So but it was good. But you know, from there we just kind of got back in the car. We got to the airport and boom, you know, dropped off the car and we were back home.
Back in the heat.
Right.
Back in the heat.
Back in the heat. Yeah, because the weather was beautiful in Seattle and Vancouver.
Yeah, I think it rained one day.
Beautiful.
Maybe it rained one day in Seattle, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was more like a shower. I guess they're little showers that they have. But that was it. But ladies, I enjoyed Vancouver.
Yes,
I think next year, like we talked about, we're gonna go east. We're going east.
Yeah.
We're going on the East Coast next year, so watch out.
Maybe we'll make it over to Martha's Vineyard, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
This has been awesome. But that's our trip. You know, we went to the West Coast wine tour. We went from Seattle to Portland to Vancouver, back to Seattle, and we're back.
I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas.
Stay tuned for the East Coast wine tour next year. We'll keep you updated.
Tune in next Thursday when the Jet Setting Divas will tell you about another fun destination spot that you'll want to visit. For more on their excursions, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Hi, I'm Shaletta Brundage. I'm a media personality, podcaster, and a business owner. But my most important role is mom. 3 of my beautiful kids have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. When I didn't know who to trust or where to turn, I found ACRA. ACRA provides home care services to families all over Minnesota. The care is not one size fits all. They know each one of my kids is unique. They listen to what resources we needed and what's best for our family. I've seen my kids grow and thrive with ACRA's in-home care. While autism is the most common diagnosis among ACRA clients, ACRA offers personalized in-home care services for people with disabilities, chronic illnesses, behavioral diagnosis, and mental illness. They work with children, adolescents, and older folks too. Find out more about ACRA at their website, acrahomecare.org. ACRA helps me provide my kids with a better quality of life. They can do it for your family too.
Your research is done and you've made the decision. You're ready to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Here are a few things to know before you go. Vaccinations in Minnesota are free, but bring health insurance information if you have it. It's okay if you don't have health insurance. You don't need it to get the vaccine. Bring your legal ID too, if you're comfortable sharing it. But a legal ID is not required for you to get the vaccine. When you get your shot, you'll get a card with information about your vaccine, or you can keep track on an app. It's easy to find the closest clinic or pharmacy where you can get your free vaccine. Go to vaccines.gov for your nearest location. That's vaccines.gov.
Children's Minnesota, the leader in specialized healthcare for kids, is here to raise awareness, standards, the bar, the stakes, the question, the curtain. On raising kids' health to the highest priority, kids need equal access to healthcare, more pediatric expertise, a voice for change. Kids need us, all of us. So let's raise them up. Children's Minnesota, the kid experts.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.